This week we talk about finding an idea that fits and some tools to make sure that idea doesn't fail. Welcome back to the Inner China Show. I'm here in Pudatswo National Park in Shangri-La, China. This week I interviewed Michael Shearhorn of SourceFind Asia, and we talked about finding an idea that you can turn into a great physical product business. He's created a lot of physical products himself and made a lot for others, so he's got a lot of wisdom to share, and I'm excited to share this interview with you today. Let's do it. So, Mike, you've had a few different ideas, all with varying levels of success. What was your process of selecting the idea? Was it mostly focused on finding markets that are performing well and then copying that success model? Or was it more like entrepreneurial intuition and scratching your personal itch and solving other problems as well?
I think initially when I first got started and first came out to China, it was definitely just, having an entrepreneurial mindset and just daydreaming, constantly thinking about different things that might be cool, that people might like, and really just being observant, being in South China and in Guangzhou, excuse me, there's so many markets, there's so much stuff everywhere. So, if you just go to these places, look around, see what's out there, you scour these markets and see what's available, your brain just starts churning and starts moving. And then it's also important to surround yourself with other people who are looking for ideas and looking for that next product or service that might hit the market and everybody might really like. So I think initially it was definitely just daydreaming and trying to find something that might be cool. But I would then say my mindset kind of changed once crowdfunding came along. It became a little more systemized, and I really looked for markets that were underserved on the Kickstarter and Indiegogo platforms. And, then it became a little bit more technical rather than just winging it like I did initially.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that brings up a good question, like that research aspect. So, yeah, in general, where do you suggest looking to find a good idea that you can execute on and make money on?
Um, I mean, I always initially just go straight to a search engine. I just go to Google and see what's out there. Okay, I have this great idea for this new water bottle cap that I can twist off and do whatever. Just Google it and see if it's out there, see if someone's already doing it. Sometimes you have these great ideas that are going to change the world, and you figure out 7 other people are doing them and have additional features that you didn't even consider. So, that's always the first tool I use, is just searching the internet and seeing what's already out there. But then, yeah, I mean, not as much in the past year, but before that, I really hit the crowdfunding campaigns hard to see what's already been done. Because some products you'll find, there's been 25 different projects launched over the past couple months, but then other projects you'll see they're really underserved and not too many people have looked into them to this point.
So, you're looking for projects on the crowdfunding campaign that are that have high amounts raised. They had high funding goals, and they reached their goal and exceeded it. But there's not a whole lot of other people in that market as well.
Right. So, something that, maybe something off the top of my head, like a bag, like a travel bag. There's been so many different projects of these done, so it might be hard to differentiate yourself. But, for example, the water bottle top, if I went in and saw that, and there was only one campaign and they didn't put much marketing effort behind it, then I say, oh, this might be a real potential for me.
Okay, so then, yeah, that brings up, how do you know that you found a good fit? What are the indicators of good fit?
I look for a handful of different things that kind of tell me what would be a good fit. Obviously, like we've talked about already, is underserved market. So something that hasn't really been addressed. You see a need out there in the marketplace for it, but there's not too many people addressing that need. That obviously is a good indicator. And then, do you have some advantage with that product? Is this something that you really understand? Do you have a connection to a factory? Do you know someone in China perhaps that does this business, and you have that close connection to the manufacturing side of things. Maybe you have a good marketing strategy that's better than some of the other similar products that you see out there. And of course, sales network. Where are you going to sell this? If it's a great idea and you think it could change the game, that's great. But if you don't have the marketing strategy and the sales network behind it, it's going to be difficult to make any traction with that idea. And then, of course, I think just something that you can get behind, to bring it back to the water bottle top. It's super cool and it could change the game, but I don't care about water bottle tops. So, am I really going to put max effort behind that? Am I really going to, work as hard as possible to see that project through? Because I think, especially when you're talking about the crowdfunding campaigns, I think it shows when someone's really behind their project and they love it and they've put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it. I think it really shows, and oftentimes equals a more successful campaign.
Yeah, passion is a huge value add to any product that you create. And another thing I'll add to this is that in the inner China community, oftentimes what we do is we have people that are creating products and they're putting out Kickstarter campaigns, and then they'll say, hey guys, here's the product I want to create. And maybe they've created some sort of 3D CAD design and they've got they've got it all specced out, and they say, here it is, here's a picture, here's the value I'm adding to this market, here's why I want to create this, what do you guys think? And getting that immediate feedback is a really good early indicator, an early validation to see, okay, yeah, this is a good product that I can move forward with. And not only in communities like Inner China, which is full of entrepreneurs, but going to like Reddit. I know I took my product to Reddit and it got shredded to bits early on, and then I took that advice and kind of tweaked everything based on what people were saying.
Yeah, the Reddit community is brutal. They'll give you the honest answer you weren't looking for.
Yeah, I was exactly you weren't looking for. Um, okay, cool. So, any tools you use to systemize the idea extraction process?
I was talking before just the basic things about Google and Kickstarter and Indiegogo. As far as applications, of course, Odesk, Upwork, tools like that where you can get quick, qualified help. But I would say the common business idea and something that I've really tried to do is just surround myself with good people and good help. When you have an idea and you're trying to push it forward to market, you need to do a lot of different things. There's a lot that goes into getting that product through. So, you're not going to be good at everything. And I think it's really important to surround yourself with people who might be good at some of the things that you aren't good at. And, whether that's a temporary help like an Odesk or an Upwork, or having a team of people that you can work with on a day-to-day basis, that's up to you. And, that depends on your budget and your location and how much time you're trying to allot to that specific project. But for me, yeah, I always try to surround myself with people who do things that I might not do well.
Yeah, on an anecdotal level, I'm curious, like how you came up with like the bongo, the Otis and Eleanor bongo, which did really well on Kickstarter, and you created this fantastic Bluetooth speaker. Just curious where that idea came from for you guys.
Well, there was a team of guys that came up with that. I think we were kind of riding the wave of these environmentally sound natural products. I think that's definitely where the idea started, and that on the crowdfunding campaigns there wasn't an abundance of these products. So I think that's where the idea kind of originated from, and then it just went from there. Like, what is that material that would be best? So, bamboo. Yeah, all these new bamboo products were coming out, so we wanted to jump on the bamboo train. That was the first thing, and then what product would be different and look good with this bamboo. So it just kind of went from there and spitballing ideas. And then, once we had the basic idea, then the development started, and that took 6 months to a year to go through all the different product iterations and to make it where it was finally by the time we launched the campaign.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and also just another quick tool to use for some idea extraction. You mentioned searching Kickstarter, and there's a tool called KickTrack, which
Yeah, 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 absolutely. That's awesome. Gives you the stats of the campaign in full.
yeah, all the campaigns. And so if you can research in the market you're considering going into, KickTrack is a great way to do that. Um, Okay, so one of the things that you've mentioned is like coming up with a lot of ideas, especially if you go to the markets like in Guangzhou, you just like inundated with these ideas. If you go to Canton Fair, it's like I can do everything. I can create everything in the world from this place. So you've got all these ideas in your head. Do you execute on multiple ideas at once, or do you stick to one idea?
I mean, that's always been my problem is too many ideas and not enough time and follow through to do all of them. Um, if you're just getting started, if somebody's just getting started and wants to get something off the ground, I would suggest try focusing on one thing. Maybe two if you really have the time and the organization and dedication to do so. Because once you start juggling multiple projects and multiple ideas without that system and that team in place, it can get ugly. And I know that firsthand from experience that it can, when you spread yourself too thin, things can get really ugly. So yeah, I suggest starting just with that one thing that you have passion for and you can get behind. And you know what? Maybe it doesn't come to fruition, but you're going to learn a lot along the way, and you might recognize that next idea or that next project while you're trying to push the first one through. That is the big hit. Um, we do a podcast for Source Find Asia, Made in China podcast, and we were talking to Winston Tam, who made the Ruggy campaign, and he was talking about the same thing about how he had his first Kickstarter campaign didn't go as well as he wanted, but he put in all that time to do it, and he started to recognize along the way this other idea and how he would implement this other idea, which eventually was Ruggy. So that's a good listen to kind of give a more specific, detailed story about what I just said.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come on. I guess the last
Thanks for
thing
having me.
before we head off is any last words, any last suggestions?
Of course. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it cheesy, but it's really what I believe in. It's just stay open minded. Stay open minded and keep dreaming. Don't close your mind to anything. And when you're out and about, whether it's at home in the States or Canada or wherever you're from, or you're in these markets in the middle of Bufu, China, just keep an open mind, man, and try to always look for that new opportunity because it's out there.
Hmm. Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Mike. A lot of great wisdom.
Absolutely. Good to talk to you, Luke. Take care. Bye.
Bye.